Hello, my name is Jessica Lindsey, and I am the Associate Professor of Clarinet at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. During this video, I discuss and perform the official NCMEA All-State audition excerpt for B-flat clarinet titled From Concerto for Clarinet Movement 3 by Carl Maria von Weber. After you hear my performance, I will discuss preparation, performance practice, and interpretation of this work. Carl Maria von Weber was born in 1786 and died in 1826, making him a composer from the Romantic era of Western European classical music. He was a German composer, conductor, and virtuoso pianist who was best known for the composition of wonderful and engaging operas. His love of operas appears in his clarinet music, in the lyrical beauty of his melodic lines, and the distinct differences between the unique motives he employs in each of his clarinet works. The music on this video is taken from excerpts of the third movement of the first concerto by Carl Maria von Weber. It is in rondo form, which means specific melodies and motives are repeated throughout this movement. Sometimes melodies are repeated exactly, and sometimes they are varied by changing the key. For example, the opening motive appears again after letter C, but set in a minor key. This work is part of concerto, and by definition, a concerto is very virtuosic, meaning that it demands advanced playing in both technical and lyrical passages. To prepare this work diligently, I suggest practicing each line at half speed of your goal tempo until you can easily play correct notes, dynamics, phrasings, as well as embody the mood of each passage. Then, increasing your metronome by 5 clicks, continue until each line can be played at 3/4 tempo in the same manner. Finally, increase your metronome by 5 clicks until each line can be played at full tempo with all the articulations, notes, dynamics, phrasings, and moods portrayed just exactly as you want them. Here are 3 specific places in the score where I suggest adjusting what is written on the page. In measure 3, there's a typo in the score. It is important to cross out the natural sign in measure 3 and play only G sharps in that measure. So disregard this natural sign and let this sharp carry throughout the measure. The other adjustment I would suggest is adding some slurs to measure 13 and 14, as well as measures 92 and 93. The measures are identical, and printed, there are no slurs here or here or here. But it's important to give yourself the opportunity to use a slur to tongue to articulation, because it sounds a little nicer and it's a little easier to execute. So, slur to, tongue to, slur to, tongue to, slur to, tongue to, slur to, tongue to. In measure 147, please observe the turn. The sharp under the slur means to use a D sharp as the lowest note of the turn. For the rhythmic pattern, I like to use 8th note, 16th note triplet, 8th note, and then landing on the half note in the next measure. So here you'll see it as written in your score, and here you will see it as you should perform it. One last item to remember is that when you are learning a concerto, you must imagine that you are performing in a concert hall in front of an orchestra. While you still must show great dynamic contrast, your softest notes will not be as quiet as if you were playing a piece of music for clarinet alone, or even a work for clarinet and piano. Instead, one must be sure to play the forte and fortissimo markings with great fullness, all the while keeping a beautiful and centered sound. Once again, my name is Jessica Lindsey, and I am the Associate Professor of Clarinet at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. During this video, I discuss and perform the official NCMEA All-State audition excerpt for B-flat clarinet titled From Concerto for Clarinet Movement 3 by Carl Maria von Weber.